Hello and welcome to day 4 of our 25-day challenge. Today we are doing abs. It's gonna be great, it's gonna be fantastic. We're working 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. You just need a pair of light dumbbells. We're not gonna stretch before we get into this, so if you need to stretch, go ahead and pause the video and do it yourself. But we're just gonna get started. Our first exercise, we're gonna be on the floor and we need our weights for this one. All right, so I am going to go ahead and get our intervals started. We are going to use the weights. I want you to be on the ground, feet on the floor, back on the floor, knees are bent. Weights are above your chest. And now we are going to crunch up and down. So bringing the hands down by your legs, kind of using them for a little bit of momentum. And make sure that you get your shoulders off the ground, maybe your upper back off of the ground, maybe even your mid back off of the ground, rolling spine by spine off of the ground. We are rolling up, squeeze and go back down. Squeeze and go back down, and make sure that you keep a neutral neck on this one so you're not cranking on your neck and feeling any pain. And let's rest. All right, next one, we need one dumbbell. We have Russian twists, and we've done this one before, so it shouldn't be a surprise. I want your feet up if you can, otherwise heels on the ground, leaning back. We're gonna go side to side with that dumbbell. All right, we've got 5 seconds. Ready, and feet up in the air, leaning back. Move side to side. If this is too difficult, drop those heels to the ground, but make sure that you are leaning backwards. All right, keep moving. To make it a little bit easier to hold your legs, you can cross your feet as well. Going side to side. I love working core, so this is another day that I was excited to do. Doing great. Go as fast or as slow as you need to feel that burn. 5 seconds. And rest. All right, next one, we're going to be up in a plank, and you are going to take your arm and bring it into your knee. So we're gonna do 20 seconds of opposite arm, opposite leg, then I'll tell you to switch, and we'll do the other arm and other leg. All right, get ready, up in a plank. We take one arm and we are crunching in, go back out. Crunch in, go back out. Crunch in, go back out. If you're having problems with balance, like I am, make your legs really wide. Crunch in, go out. Crunch in, go out. And switch sides. Other arm, other leg. Whew. Crunch in, go out. Crunch in, go out. Crunch in, go out. In, out. Almost done. Last rep. And rest. Next one, we're gonna be on our backs. We have leg lifts. So laying straight back, I want your legs to be out straight. For this one, you can put your hands underneath your butt. It's gonna make it a little bit more comfortable. All right, our legs are out straight. We are lifting our legs off the ground and then bringing them back down. And go up and down, up and down, up and down, making sure that you're flexing your stomach. If this feels too easy, roll your shoulders off the ground. Always be sure to breathe when you're doing core, because it's very easy to get caught holding your breath. Doing great. Whew. 10 seconds. We can do this. Up and down, up and down. One more rep, up and down. All right. Moving on, last exercise in the group. We need both dumbbells, and we are standing for this one. All right. So for this one, just to give you a preview, I want these up above your head, and you're going to lift one knee up at a time. So we are marching. Ready, and go. Bring your knee up and switch. When you're doing these ones, it's really important to keep that knee far away from your body. If it's too close to your body, you're not gonna feel anything. So you wanna make sure it's far away so that you feel it in your core and in your quads. Keep breathing. Doing great. This is our last one in the circuit. One more rep. Other side. And done. All right, let's take a break. So that's our first time through. We have 2 more times through, and then we have our finisher. So grab some water. Get comfy. We're starting in about a minute. Core is always particularly tough for me, having had a C-section, but it's something that you need to do. It helps everything. It helps back pain. It makes sure that you're going to be as independent for as long as possible. It is such an important part of any routine. So as much as it hurts, still gotta do it. Oh boy. So the first one's gonna be with the dumbbells. We are going to be doing that weighted crunch. If this is too easy, grab a heavier weight and make sure that you're rolling farther up your body. All right, our rest is just about done. Let's get into position. We've got 20 seconds and then we are starting second time through. So back is on the ground, feet are on the floor, knees are bent. 10 seconds until we start. Get those dumbbells up above your chest. Ready, and crunch up and down. Nice, slow and controlled crunches here. You don't want to go too fast, because I want you to feel that really deep crunch in your lower abs. So make sure that you're not speeding through these. Doing great. And we are breathing, remembering to breathe. Almost done. One more crunch. Good. All right, sit it on up. We have Russian twists. Feet on the floor or up in the air, side to side with your one dumbbell. All right, let's get into position. Leaning back, feet are up, and go. You can choose to do these fast or slow. Just make sure that you are rotating your upper body, twisting that upper body so that you feel it in your lower core and your obliques on the side. Another thing with these ones is make sure that your back is straight instead of being arched or being slouched over. Doing great. Almost done with these. Couple more reps and rest. All right, the hardest one of the day, in a plank, wide stance. One arm up, you're gonna crunch in, touch that knee or that elbow to the opposite knee. We have 10 seconds. We're gonna do 20 seconds on one side and then I'll let you know when to switch. All right, let's get up. And we are going up, crunch, 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 crunch. Doing great, keeping that balance. Doing way better than last time. Might have jinxed myself. Whew. And switch, and we are crunching. Doing great, almost done. One more rep, and rest. Awesome, leg lifts are next. On the ground, laying out straight. Oh, it feels good to just lay here. Hands are underneath your butt, making sure that your back is touching the ground the entire time. And let's lift those legs up and down, up and down, up and down. If this one's hurting your lower back, you need to squeeze that stomach tighter. If your back is coming off the ground, make sure that you tuck your belly button into the ground. And if it's hurting way too much, what you can do is bring your legs up and do higher leg lifts. That'll take some pressure off of your back. We are almost done. Doing great. One more lift, and we did it. All right. Standing up, we need the dumbbells. We have overhead marches. Doing great. All right. Last exercise before we get a rest. All right, dumbbells are up in the air, and we are lifting one knee at a time, slow and controlled. Make sure that your knee is far enough away from your body. If you aren't feeling this exercise in your hips, in your legs, in your core, then go up and wait. And make sure that that knee is not too close to your body. Doing great. Almost done. Good. One more on each side. Up and up. Take a break. We have one more time through, and then we move on to our finisher, which is just 3 exercises today. So, day 4, we've made it this far. We've got 21 more days after this, but day 4, that's amazing. 4 days of being consistent, 4 days of committing to yourself, of making movement a priority. It's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Whew. Especially if you've gone from doing not much to now working out 4 days in a row, that's a huge accomplishment. So I'm very proud of you for being here. I will always be proud of you for being here. And thank you for being here. All right, guys, we are nearing the end of our rest here. Looks like we have probably about 20 seconds. And then we are starting our last time through. All right, 20 seconds of rest, starting with our weighted crunches. Let's go ahead and lay back. Get those dumbbells up above your chest. Knees are bent, feet on the floor, and we are crunching up and down, up and down. I really like these because I can feel it in every single place in my stomach. Instead of just the upper abs, I can feel it in the lower ones too. If you're having problems feeling them in your lower abs, take your feet farther away from your body, and it'll force you to crunch up just a little bit more, and you'll feel it a bit more in those lower abs. Almost done. Good. One more. Perfect. All right, guys, on to Russian twists. Last time doing these. Whew, got some crazy hair. Whew. All right, we got about 5 seconds before we start. Leaning back, feet are up or down, and go. Rotate. Side to side. Rotating side to side. Leaning back, feeling those abs engaged. Breathing through it. Boy, oh boy. Doing great. Almost done. One more rep and rest. Awesome. All right, in a plank. In a plank from your hands. If this hurts your wrist, go onto your knuckles to take the pressure off of your wrist. Opposite arm, opposite leg, touching that elbow to the knee or as close as you can get. I am nowhere near that, so as close as you can get. All right, arm up and crunch, crunch, crunch. Doing great. This one requires a lot of concentration on my part. One more and switch sides. Get up and crunch, crunch, crunch. Thankful that this is the last time we're doing these. Almost done. One more and down. Beautiful. All right. We've got leg lifts next. 10 seconds of rest. Let's put our hands underneath our butt. Legs are out straight. And we are getting ready to go. Make sure your lower back is touching the ground. All right, and up, up, and up, up. I don't know about you, but my hip clicks every single time I do these. You can probably hear it on the microphone, and I apologize. Breathing through it, doing great. 15 seconds. Almost done. 2 more. 1 and up, down. And we are done with those. All right, last exercise in the circuit. We are so close. We have overhead marches. About 5 seconds left of this rest. Let's get them up in the air. And knees are going up, 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 slow and controlled. Breathing in and out. Almost done. Almost done and done. All right, guys, we have made it through our circuit. So we've got our finisher left. It is 3 exercises. We have flutter kicks, we have heel taps, and we have V-ups. So let's get onto the ground. These ones are going to be on my count. We have 20 reps of flutter kicks, 20 reps of heel taps, and 10 reps of V-ups. So let's get into it. So for flutter kicks, I want you to be on your back, very similar to when we did the leg lifts, except it's 1 at a time. Legs are out straight, and I want you to lift both legs off the ground, and you're going to alternate them, okay? So let's get onto the ground, hands under the butt, lower back is on the ground, legs are up, and let's go up, switch, up, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Whoo! Alrighty then, sorry about that. I don't know why I chose that. All right, next one is one of my favorite ab exercises. We have heel taps or toe taps, whichever one you're touching. All right, so for this one, I want you to pretend like you're sitting in a chair. So feet are gonna be off the ground, knees are bent, they are not tucked into your body, okay? So make sure that they're out far enough where you can feel it in your core right now. You are going to take one toe and tap it to the ground at a time, keeping that angle with your leg, making sure that you're not bringing your knee into your chest and your toe really close. Keep it long. just like when we were doing the overhead marches. All right, let's get those legs up, and we are tapping down, 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 whoo, down. Good. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, almost done, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, guys, very last one is going to be V-ups. I'm going to show you two different versions, a more advanced one and a modified one. So the more advanced one, arms are over your head, legs are out straight. You're going to crunch everything up at the same time, and you're going to end up balancing on your tailbone. So it'll look like this. Hopefully it'll look like this. We're going to crunch up and go down. So I'm touching my knees. I can't quite make it to my toes. So we're crunching up and down. The modified version, I want you to be with your fingers facing you, legs out straight. I want you to be leaning back, elbows bent, and legs are going up in the air and down, up in the air and down. All right, so decide which one you're doing. We only have 10 reps. We just have to get 10. All right, so let's do it. Pick which version you're doing, and let's go up and down, up and down. Up, that's 3, up, 4, up, 5, up, 6, up, 7, up, 8, up, 9, one more, up, and that's 10. Whew. All right, guys, I've got some good news for you. That's it today. Core was short, sweet, not easy, but short and sweet is the way that we like it. All right, so tomorrow is gonna be a full body cardio exercise. Doesn't sound that fun, but we're gonna get through it. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for being here today.